Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4 and we are here in Manicours on board the Ducati Monster 696, and I tell you what, I have hardly used this particular Ducati Monster. I think I've used the other one, the one in yellow, which I've used for once or twice for an older video, but this Ducati Monster 696 has hardly been touched, only 7 miles done on it so far. Goodness me, I thought Suzanne Gobert was going to take us out there. We're going to get stuck behind a few of the AI riders, actually, just not going quick enough into the right-hander of Estoril, but we'll get past them now. Bring on the acceleration using a little bit of slipstream behind Lou Chabreneau, Flynn, Otto, Scarlett Cole. Oh my goodness, we're going to get sandwiched in here. We're confident enough, we are confident to get around the outside of the Portuguese man, but now hard on the brakes we'll go for the right-hander. Goodness me, Scarlett Cole feinting a move up on the inside for Adelaide. Not going to happen there, sunshine, as we now go around the outside of another rider. Tinus Vordoon has been beaten. Roland Ock in his home track, and then of course Lotte Honken getting a bit of contact there on the right-hand side of your screen. So we'll now go into turn 7 for the Nürburgring, and we are in 3rd position already. So a podium beckons already for DrAce, but now up in the inside of Alain Cordonnier. Now it is only to be Peng Fang to be beaten, and we've already done it. Turn 10, we have the lead. We are in 1st position, and now I guess it's time to chuck out the fastest lap times we can possibly produce on the Ducati Monster 696. So going into Imola from the right to the left, and now up onto the right-hander for Chateau d'Eu. Brake very firm on the brakes and keep it nice and tight to the apex, and then slowly bring on the acceleration. So I'll tell you what, that's the job done. The gap is now growing quite well, actually quite exponentially, to be honest with you. It's already up to 3 seconds. I don't know what gap it's going to be by the end of this race, but I'm going to aim for at least 25 seconds clear from Peng Fang. So let's see what we can do as we now cross the line for the very first time. Lap 2 is beginning now with that very first lap time not really counting. I'm hoping for roughly the low 140s by the time we start chucking in our fastest laps. But of course, big shout out to Nibbles McNibbling for actually kind of coming about this idea. He asked me if there was any Ducati Monsters in the game, and I said I would make a video with the Ducati Monster, so there you go. Shout out to you, my friend. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. And of course, guys, don't forget we do have the live stream this Sunday at 6 PM GMT, and it's going to be a rather large one. It's going to be rather exciting, actually, because we do have a one-bike championship where we're going to be using the Moto Guzzi. So if you joined me last week for the live stream, you noticed that I did say and play with the Moto Guzzi quite a bit. So we are starting a one-bike championship. There's going to be roughly around 10 races, I do believe, and we're all going to be on the exact same specs, Moto Guzzi. We have some custom liveries made by one of our own aces, Sergio23, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you guys can join me. I really do, because I think it's going to be extremely special. I think it should be the start of something extremely awesome as well, because this is not just a one-off. We're going to try and do this as much as we possibly can. There's even been discussions in the Discord server about doing not 1, but 2, but 3, but maybe 4, even 5 bike championships. So whatever it's going to be in the future, definitely stick around for that. But this Sunday is going to be the start of it all, so definitely be there Sunday at 6 PM GMT. And if you would like to take part in this, then it does require you to join the Discord server so we can talk to you and work about how we're making the livery, etc. And the little requirement is you do have to be on PC as well. There is an Xbox One starting soon, it's just that we need to get a few more players. So join the Discord server, join us and chat about it, and then we can plan accordingly for the future. But for the time being, we are concentrating back on Manicours on board the Ducati Monster 696. And I've got to say, starting with a brand new bike, which effectively is a brand new bike. I only did a few miles just before starting the video just to see how it was, and I thought, you know what's the point? Let's just go into it. Let's just go for it and let's take it for face value. And I've got to say, big thumbs up from me. It's a nice bike to use. It's really good on the brakes, like unbelievably good on the brakes. I kept braking too early, as a matter of fact. Even now going into Adelaide, I'm trying to brake later, but I still find them going rather gentle. So I probably need to give the Ducati Monster a proper run. I'm gaining a bit more confidence. You can see in the lap times, especially from this lap forward, the lap times will improve quite a lot, and the gap is already up to 15 seconds to Alain Cordonnier in 2nd place. So, you look at the graphic in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, they are absolutely nowhere near. And I think that is the issue with Manicours in Ride 4. For some reason, the AI are just utter pants. They never seem to do well. They always struggle so much, and I think it's just a specific amount of corners that they really lose time on. So going into Adelaide, they lose a bit of time. Going into Estoril, into Imola for Chateau d'Eu, they seem to lose time all the time, and especially especially for the final chicane. They tend to waste so much time there by going really wide rather than just cutting a bit over the rumble strip. I guess that was probably made just so the AI wouldn't just go straight over the rumble strip and crash. Not entirely sure, but I guess that doesn't matter to us right now because we are going into the right-hander for the complex DrAce, and now onto the right-hand side once again, nice and tight to the apex of both rumble strips. Go any tighter than that and you probably will get a penalty timer, so just try and avoid that if possible. Now the lap time so far is a 1:43.27. Ooh, getting a bit too tight to the apex there, just a little bit too tight. I did flirt with that in the previous lap, but unfortunately this time, definitely cutting the corner and touching the grass. Have to be a bit more careful on the next lap when we absolutely go for it. But already on this one, I'm going to try and pick up the speed a little bit. We need to brake later going into Adelaide this time as well. None of that early braking stuff. Usually I always brake roughly around the 200 metre marker, but we're going beyond that this time. A lot of front brake and a little bit of rear brake just to slow the monster down ever so slightly, and that is pretty nicely done going into Adelaide. Pretty nicely done indeed. As we now bring on the acceleration, get close to the rumble strip here just to keep the nice tighter line, and now 100 metres, 50 metres, slowly bringing on the brakes and then chucking into the left hand side, running across the rumble strip. That is pretty much how it needs to be done going into that particular corner. Now into the 180, a tenth and a little bit ahead, so we've gained a bit more time, and my estimation was hoping for a 25-second advantage, and it looks like we might even get that by the end of this penultimate lap. So we could change the boundaries here. We could possibly go for a 30-second advantage, a 30-second gap, as we now go into the Chateau d'Eau with a 0.5 of a second lead, or at least 0.5 of a second quicker than compared to the previous lap. It's already going to be 25 whole seconds, and I think we're roughly getting around 5 seconds a lap quicker than Alain Cordonnier and the rest of the riders as well. So this could be something pretty fine and dandy, if I'm not mistaken. So let's get into the turn 16 and 17 respectively, get across the line, and it's a 1:42.872 with a 26-second or maybe even a 27-second as we go on the left-hand side. This time we tackle the Grand Courbet for turn 1, now into turn 2 and for turn 3 for Estoril, and it looks like we have quite a lot of additional speed now. More confidence is brewing all the time, and that is exactly what it's all about in Ride 4, in any bike game for that matter. Take your time for the first couple of laps, slowly implement a bit more brake, maybe a little bit later on the brakes, a little bit more acceleration coming out of the corner, and the next thing you know, you've got a world record. So just bear that in mind for future reference if you do. So going into Adelaide for turn 5, ooh, a little bit twitchy on the brakes here. I did lose the front ever so slightly as the front just warmed up that little bit too much, and already it's a 30-second advantage. 30-second advantage already by turn 7 of the final lap. We've gained 5 seconds on this lap already, and now an additional 0.5 going into the 180 degrees. I don't think I'm going to go for a wheelie or a celebratory lap at the end. I'm going to absolutely pelt it now towards the end of this one. I feel great on board the Ducati Monster. 13 miles in this track so far has been completed, and we've done nothing but get faster, faster and faster. That is what it's all about, and that is why we love Ride 4. So brakes go on to very hard for Chateau d'Eau. We managed to tackle that corner. Not as nice as I would have wanted, but we still had gained an additional 0.4 of a second, so this could be a very low 1:42. I do believe a 1:41 is probably possible, but I'm not really pushing that hard compared to just as a normal part. So upon that note, guys, we are going to cross the line in a moment's time, and it could even be a 35-second advantage. Let's see what our fast lap time was. It was a 1:42.273, so a 1:41 is absolutely possible. But let's see what the gap was by the end of this video. And it was a 37-second advantage. My lord. Goodness me, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. Consider liking the video and subscribing as well, because it helps out the channel a lot. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.